Who says our biome guides need to cover only the ones up above for the time being? But also, who the heck is the bloody moron producing them so dang far apart? But I digress. Welcome back to said biome series, folks, and prepare yourselves, as today's is a big one. The Wilds. I've taken to calling this muddy plain the Outskirts, as it typically marks the outer rim of the ruins, but make no mistake, they can be just as dangerous. Just to be clear here, we will focus more on the wilds proper and not the village biome. That's for another day, even though it still is technically the wilds. Furthermore, one could also encounter mud turf, the turf of the wilds, elsewhere, and that indicates either a sunken forest, a mush tree biome, or even a toadstool spawn. The latter is, again, technically the wilds, depending on its location, but obviously contains very little in terms of the structures, mobs, and flora of the wilds themselves, so do just be mindful. You might confuse one location for another. But moving on to food talk, because who doesn't like food talk? Cave lichen is very common in this biome, and sorta has its own separate biome in and of itself at the end of the day. The plants produce one lichen per harvest, and they can and will take up to 3 to 5 days to regrow. Better still, though, they grow in winter to boot, which is always lovely. Sadly, you can't dig them up for replanting later, and lichen itself cannot be cooked in any way, shape, or form, so we are stuck with the 3 health, 12.5 hunger, and -5 sanity regen for now. It is not a terrible last-minute snack, to be honest. However, do note that they are veggies for crockpot meals and are an essential ingredient for unagi, a fish dish that restores 20 health, 18.75 hunger, and 5 sanity a munch. Not the best, not the worst. Unique though, and that's what matters. But perhaps we should discuss another of its ingredients. Eels. Things that people forget are in the game all the dang time. Me included, actually. They are fished out of blue ponds down under in the wilds, and hold up to 10 total eels each. Note that when fishing in either the green or purple ponds on the surface, you might have to deal with frogs or mosquitoes, but these blue ponds spawn nothing, so have at it. With recent changes, eels have become live eels and no longer stack without murdering them first, which is just a worthless, tedious alteration that's more annoying than anything, but raw eel will still restore 3 health, 9.375 hunger, and 0 sanity, while cooked eel will grant 8 health, 12.5 hunger, and 0 sanity per meal. And as we've seen, they too are needed for unagi. However, do remember that they just count as straight up fish for fishy dishes as well. And finally, eel can be traded to the fat man himself for 5 gold each, well above the usual 1 gold nugget per meat item. Not bad at all. But about them light flowers we mentioned, they too appear all over the caves, but more collectively within the ruins or wilds, perhaps even in their own section of it called the light plain. We have the single, springy, double, and triple variants that all just offer varying amounts of light bulbs, of course. Note that a single flower takes 3 days to regrow its bulb, 4 to 5 days for the doubles, and 6 days for the triple variants. Light flowers also have what's called a dormant state, aka the time when they produce no light at all. Each plant has a different dormant timer on them, but really, all of them are just a couple minutes anyways, so nothing to fuss about. Especially as by now, you should have already crafted a lantern or another light source to stave off the growing darkness. Light bulbs are also fuel for said light sources, and will provide an extra minute or so to them per bulb. So get to picking, friends. But before we move on, do remember other applications, like simple, efficient, and fast mass poop production with werepigs. Light bulbs are where it's at. Mysterious plants also dot the wilds, and while many will provide what are known as lesser glowberries, Others may spring up to nip you in the butt. That's cause they ain't no flower, but a depth worm instead. These hostile mobs use a lure to get you, and spend a lot of time roaming and luring in these wastes. They do have a periodic wave mechanic to them, but we aren't here to discuss that. But do keep in mind, their potential to deal 75 damage a bite. Ouch. Normal mysterious plants drop a lesser glowberry that restores 3 health, 12.5 hunger, but will knock you for 10 sanity. Depth worms drop glowberries that do the same, however regen 11 health and 25 hunger this time around. Eating the lesser glowberries grants 60 seconds of light on you, the player, while glowberries offer nearly 2 minutes of it. Wonderful. Warly players alone can also make use of these lesser glowberries by creating glowberry mousse, a food item that restores 3 health, 37.5 hunger, and 10 sanity. Not great, but hey, unique. On the contrary though, all players can use glowberries to craft Mongols, a light source well suited for cave navigation, as it allows you to see your entire screen, unlike these simple miner's hats or lanterns. And both variants of our glowberries can be used to refuel these Mongols, mind you. But on to slurpers, some of my favorite mobs in the entire game. They easily outnumber most everything in the wilds, and can be found rolling about looking to slurp things they really probably shouldn't, like you. When a slurper gets near ya, they then go for a leaping latch. If that hits you, they literally attach themselves to your head, knock off whatever headgear you might have been wearing, and proceed to then drain your hunger by 5 points every 3 seconds. I mean, it ain't all bad, as they still provide light, and the drain isn't terrible, but you should probably still click to get them off your head ASAP. They are super easy to dodge and weave at the end of the day, and at only 200 health, they go down very easy. Especially if they're sleeping, as they tend to do quite often actually. Slurpers drop 2 light bulbs each, with a 50% chance of dropping what is known as a slurper pelt, an item that goes into making the belt of hunger. The belt makes it so your hunger drains 40% slower than normal, which is amazing for characters like Warley, Wes, or even Wolfgang, as long as you use it sparingly. Do note that slurpers only respawn upon resetting the ruins, and if you don't know how to do that, well, you got some research to do. But one last note, albeit just a fun one, slurpers can also attach themselves to bunnymen and pigs, which is certainly a sight to see. Slurtles and snurtles also call this biome home, but are generally found very early on within it, very much nestled together most of the time. These 2 mobs and the loot that follow are a bit more involved than the others we've discussed, I feel, so today I think it's just best if I direct you to their specific video instead. In fact, I do have a video on every single cave mob there is, so if you're looking, go looking. But finally, nightmare fissures. Only visible during certain cycles of the nightmare cycle itself, these act as spawn locations for a single nightmare each and are found all around the caves. But in the wilds, there is no mercy. The only advice I can give you here is to play smart. Run and wait if you need to, and just don't be stupid. Dealing with the rest of the wilds on top of a nightmare cycle is hell for every player, no matter the experience of any of them. These nightmares are typically the last line of defense before the ruins proper, mind you. But there you have it, everyone. The wilds, pretty much the introduction to the far more dangerous ruins, if you can believe that. They're dense, hostile, resourceful, and fun. So, go exploring. Thanks for watching, everyone. Well wishes to all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.